Welcome back to Five Sounds Realty Real Estate. Well, today we're at 513 East Main Street in the town of Plymouth. At a little home, well, not really little, 1,700 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 2 baths. This is a view of the main street. Rankin Lane, where that car just came out, is a rather busy street, car dealership there. See the water tower, of course. Grand old home right there that was restored a few years ago, looking good. Brick home, there's a Catholic church. Then across from the Catholic church is another church. That's a big old church. And this would be the home in question. And these are the homes that it resides near. People are keeping their yards up pretty much, cute little homes. This home was built in 1948. So it does have a little bit of character to it. It's on about a 1/4 acre of a lot and priced at this time at $100,000, okay? Roof does look to be in pretty good shape. Shingles to me look like they got another 15, 20 years on them maybe. That's architectural kind of shingles. You see the little roof right here is coming down to a metal roof, and the same thing on the other side. So that whole porch area does have metal roof over it, except for that little area right there is shingle. And we'll look at the rest of the property after we go inside. So let's walk up. There is a, I was gonna say let's walk up to the porch, but there is a terracotta tile walkway. That's kind of like 70s, if you ask me, 60s. And it may have been done then, but this porch, now this home does need a little bit of attention, okay? To the eye attention. Now, so far as what an inspection will show is another story. Right here you can see some brickwork needs to be done. And some cracks in the foundation here. And if you look over here, like I said, you know, some work needs to be done to restore it, get it back to itself. This is that metal roof, and you see it's got the metal purlins or rafters, whatever you want to call them, you know, in here. Wrought iron railing around it. Seems to be actually in okay condition. Scraped and painted would be fine. Same thing for in here. Things pretty much look, I mean, like they're okay. I don't know, you know, how much water or how it will hold water, but that's what it looks like. Now, you see, here's one of the character things. Nice arched door. You know, that's always nice, you know. Not only is it brickwork, you know, somebody has to do that, but so for the door, which you see is also arched with 3 windows in it. Why get rid of that? Clean it up, reseal it, and put her back, okay? All right, we're going to step in. There is vinyl flooring, okay? Some areas it needs to be taken up and redone. Some areas maybe it could stay. The living room looks like it's possible could stay. Fireplace, it's got gas logs in it, but no idea if it actually functions as a fireplace. I'm almost sure it will not function as a wood. You'd have to get that inspected. Nice mantle. See, here's some of that old charm. Newer style windows. These valances are old school. You know, that's part of the charm of these homes. It makes it neat. And this is almost a first. We got crown molding in the corner. Going up, but it goes across. And that's the only place. This is like an accent wall. You can tell this is probably the old beadboard. Something went on there at one time, and it's patched above it. So who knows? Some baseboards are missing. I think, in my humble opinion, that was probably electric heat when they took the elements out. And below it, you can see the old hardwood, which this laminate is on top of. I don't know. And you see where they put vent ins for the air conditioner. They took it out. This was the access for all the wiring for that electric heater is what I'm thinking. It's a repair, is what I believe. That's not the God's honest truth. You have to get it inspected to find out. Sort of a popcorn ceiling. I got a newer kind of LED light up there. Nice apron on the fireplace. Nice molding on the floors. You know, that's what these older homes have. Okay, this is the living room. Let's close this door so it get a different vibe. And I see that's a dark door on this side. But it's an arched door. That's what makes it cool. Arch molding. And sort of an arched into the dining room, which, as you'll notice right away, 2 built-ins. This one looks like it has, this looks to me to be fiber cable for internet hookup. Okay, that's a guess. But anyway, built-in, look at the moldings, and it's built-in. You don't find that much. Again, these electric heaters were probably taken out. In here, I believe the floor needs to be replaced or a major repair. If you tear it up somewhere else, you put it back here as a repair. But that'd be up to you. I mean, newer style windows, which is a plus. Again, the old style balance, right? Popcorn ceiling, standard what we call contractor's light in here, no big deal. And it looks like in here they hung their mops or something here at one time. For the air conditioning and heating, alrighty, we'll check that out. The kitchen, excuse me, does need, in my humble opinion, some attention. The vinyl flooring, this is sheet flooring, yeah, needs to come up, period. Redo the floor. And it looks like there's some other kind of flooring below it. But what's amazing is stone countertop. I mean, these cabinets are all nice. You know, newer style windows. You know, they've been painted, but they're pretty okay, you know. And there's the vent that goes out because there is an upstairs. You know, I don't know why they didn't go here. You might have could have went through the attic here. That'd be worth investigating. Here's an area, since it is a small kitchen, which probably could be utilized a little better to get some more counter space and cabinets. And then a door leading out. Not much room in here for anything else but just what you see. No room for a little eat-in table or anything. Unless you didn't mind being extra cramped, this would be your main eating area, I would think. Now, your washer and dryer is in this room, which used to be a little porch entry, I believe, because see, there's a window there closed in. It's barely big enough, I'm going to tell you, to put a washer and dryer. You might have room to scoot around them and get out that door, which takes you to the outside. Let me show you. I did open it. And there's the church. Okay. And this is to the side. I'm going to close this door back. All right. Let's close that back. And let's see if the light can give you an advantage here. Okay. All right. So here we go. We'll go back into here. And now we're going to go to the bedrooms, okay? Coming out to a hallway, here's the stairs that leads up to the upstairs, obviously, and to the left is the living room that we just looked at. And you can see work on the floor needs to be done. I'm not sure exactly what that is under there, but here's an area I think that needs to be replaced, okay? Stairs and doors. Basically, a hallway doors for bedrooms. There are 3 bedrooms, but let's go in here. There's no lights in this home, so, you know, we're not exactly a professional media kind of place, but I got a flashlight, okay? And let's see, there we go. There we go. Floor looks okay in here. Single vanity, shower, tub, deep tub actually, 3-piece surround, exhaust fan, light, and we're back out. Yeah, fairly decent bathroom. We'll go into this bedroom, which has a closet here. Hold on. All right, underneath. See that? Got a light there. There's a switch there, but like I said, there's no power on, so we're going to back out. Come into the bedroom. All right. This bedroom, easily 10 by 10, I believe. Same situation down here. Okay. You got, what do you call it right there? Yeah, the hole where they took out the electric baseboard. Crown molding, which is cool for a bedroom. You know, you don't get that. Patch a few holes, painted. You got that original baseboard. Newer windows. Of course, you are looking at the neighbor, you know, but nice room. Nice room. Nothing wrong with this room that a little paint won't fix. Alrighty. And let's go here. There's your filter. And I'm going to say this one would be the master bedroom since it is larger. It looks to be more like 11 and a half, maybe by 14, maybe. Okay, you see the closet, newer windows, the molding, and the same situation. Okay, but we do have this, which may be directly underneath the bathroom upstairs, I'm not sure. Doesn't look current, it does look patched, but stained. Okay, let's see. You can't really make it, that don't make it much better, does it? But you can see the little there. Otherwise, just like the other rooms, nice molding around the windows, the valance, and the floor in here looks okay. I think it could just stay, a good cleaning. All right, and then we'll go to the last downstairs bedroom. This is a good sized room, 12 by 12 maybe. You know, I don't know if I really showed the closet in there, but let's look at this one. Tiny closet. That reminded me of a song. Tiny bubbles in the wine. All right, same thing. Been pulled up, the baseboards, the electric baseboards. Just needs to be patched behind it. Same deal. Nice trim around the windows, around the floor. This room would be easily done. The floor looks okay. There's one little issue. No, it ain't. That's just the way it is. Okay, my bad. It's pretty good. All right. Little archway instead of being square. I mean, it's those little things that add a touch. Now that's angled because of the stairwell, and so is the door. All right, let's go upstairs, which is going to require this flashlight almost. All right. Wood stairs. They look pretty actually. Redone, they'd be beautiful. Okay. Doesn't seem to be anything wrong with them. Give you a view. We're going up. Okay. Alrighty. You might have to watch your head a little bit right here. I'm 6 foot and my head is almost there, but the next step puts me there, so I do have to duck a little bit. Come on up the stairs and we will investigate. And this is kind of where the bathroom is that we were looking at downstairs. That pink tile, you know, arched to follow the roof line. Heating bulb, exhaust fan, air conditioning, newer style window, older style tub. Looks to be in nice shape though. And so does the tile actually. So that's good. Vanity. Maybe not room enough for a double vanity, but you might get a little bit bigger one there, but there's your access to your plumbing, so you have to be careful of that. Okay. Simple. Surprise with your other vanity, right? And toilet. So you do have 2 vanities in here. That kind of caught me by surprise, guys, because I didn't pay that much attention to it in here that there were 2. But, okay, that's interesting because there's laundry in there. All right, shelves, but this is a laundry. All right, that's a laundry, and that's a cabinet. All right, let's continue on here. Nothing extra special about this room. Okay, up here looks rather nice. Some paint, you know, personalize it and it'll look okay. The door to storage. All right, or a kid's playroom. I mean, for a 4 or 5 year old, this would be awesome. Even as a little bedroom, you know. Of course, you're going to have to do something because see, that's actually to the rafter area. But yeah, all kinds of options with that. We'll back out of here. Not sure what all this is for. I'm sure one switch is maybe for a light in there. Do I see a light anywhere? Yes, on the corner down there. Okay. All right. I understand the power's only been turned off just to save money. All right, over here we have a closet, but it has your air handler. I would already say your AC, but it's the air handler. All right. Floor's okay in here. Got a light in here, and once again, another small room, which I don't know if, let's see, somebody's bicycle. Yeah, there's a light over there actually. So this does have a light. All right. Plumbing. All right. And they put some sheetrock in here. All right, let me back out of here. Whoops. Again, nothing special. Okay, we'll follow the walkway. Another filter for the AC. And the remaining 2 bedrooms. That looks like for a smoke detector, AC vent, big old closet. Walking in here. All right, shelves. I say this is at least 4 by, well, if you count the shelves, 4 by 9 maybe. Okay, and bedroom. Cute bedroom. Built-in book. It does have moldings on the bottom. Newer window. Built-ins right here. Not sure if those drawers work or not. Light switch. This room here is probably, well, if you don't, if I just squared it off, maybe 12 by 12 easy, maybe 12 by 13. And let's look at here, okay. And big old closet, you know. Good place for some shelves on each side. I don't know if you saw that or not. That's just kind of open. And then in here, not quite sure what that thing there is for, but yeah, maybe it's for shoes. But nice closet, nice closet. All right, let's back out of here. It must have been a kid's room just by that, if I were to guess. All right, let's go into the next bedroom, which is not quite a mirror of the other one, but almost. See, there's that cute little shelf with plugs, the molding, the newer window, no closet. So, basically, I would say this would be the closet for that room, right? Okay. And we will now head down and go out. Let's go down. I hope this has helped. You know, there's the steps down. Like I said, this woodwork, you know, could really be beautiful again. And who knows what's under the floors. These laminates, I mean, that are here, but in these older kind of homes, you never know if they got messed up. All right, so now that we're done with the basic tour of the home, we'll go ahead and do the outside. And to do that, I'm not going to go out the side door. I'm going to go out the front door and walk around. Back out on the front porch. And we're going to go on the church side here. Which, of course, it's a very popular church. And there probably is a little bit of traffic on here on Sundays, but this is grassy green, you know. No real parking, unless they had overflow, I believe. But here's the outside of the home, and there's the door where not the air conditioner, but washing machine and dryer would go. And somewhere right in here is a property line. It's not a very big piece of property, you know, 1/4 acre, I believe it was. I'm not sure. And here's for the propane tank. Now that's a little bent and crimped. You'd probably have to get it looked at. But the bonus a little bit is this storage on the back, which is attached to the house, which, in my humble opinion, is a different brick than the house. So this was done later, okay? They almost look the same, but they're not. Don't know if you can tell it, but it's difficult, and it doesn't really matter in my eyes because it's the back of the home. All right, newer looking condensers. All right, so that's a plus. You need to get them, you know, of course, inspected and checked. And the backyard, not a lot to it, but we'll walk it here in a minute. This door, there you go. Don't want it to fall off. It does need some work. Access to underneath the home. Okay, and storage, you know, so it gives you a plus. Your hot water heaters in here. I'm not going to say that's a newer, but it looks to be a newer kind of hot water heater. All right, it's block all the way up. Okay, and concrete, so there's no wood in here. Rafters up there look good. And that does look like 2x4s we would have worked with, you know, maybe 40, 50 years ago that weren't exactly like the ones today. Maybe a little longer, but yeah, good solid storage building. Okay, close this door back. It does need some work, folks. Alrighty, and the side over here. All right, there's a couple of things I don't know if there'll even be an answer for, but see, the neighbors are right here. They're right on you, you know, so you pretty much walk down this side barely. Is that I see right here, that looks like a clean out for something, but there was another one over here. There's one there, and there's one here. I can actually see the drain, and that it is maybe doing a T kind of a thing. It's hard to see down in there, but I wonder what that is or what's going on with it. But propane tank there. The backyard has some potential. It comes on back here, you know, a little bit of time, a little bit of sweat equity, should I say that? And could be a cute little backyard. Now, looks like they had a barbecue pit at one time, but the property probably goes back another 10, 12 feet, okay, in this brush. I don't know if you can see it, but right over there's a chain link fence right behind that truck coming across. I'm just making my guess that's about where it is, the property line. But all this cleaned out and over to there, you know, give you a respectable backyard. And there's the home from the rear view, okay, and your neighbors' homes. But and this is it? No, that's not a pecan tree. I don't believe it's not. It's not a pecan tree. But anyway, I think that will do it for the tour. I hope I have covered most things. I know I looked at the roof on the front of the house. Let's take a gander on this side. Yeah, somebody left a shingle in the valley, but yeah, it looks good. Yeah, the home antenna has been kind of blowed over. If you wanted TV over the air, you need to replace that. There's somebody's onion. That's been there a while. All right, looks like a grapevine there. All right, folks, well, I'm glad you stayed tuned for one more edition of Five Sounds Realty. Built in 1948, 1,700 square feet. As of today, trying to sell it for $100,000. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.